Unfortunately, we can't analyze the 5 slipping waves at the present time. Anyway, what we can examine is what's happening. I recognize we can all concur that the cost progression in this space appeared as though it was changing. Thusly, what's more, considering how we are right now seeing an expansion over the last low, we can investigate an ABC revision instead of a 5-wave slipping development. We can say that we completed our work here. We completed our B wave, and it appears as though Bitcoin is moreover completed for the present. It is the letter C LNet wave, a sort of sewing machine. Plus, the wick disregarded 2 or 3 rules and we took enormous boatload of money. We know this considering the way that various individuals lost all their cash. Similarly, expecting you take a gander at the cash stream and RSI markers on an all the more prolonged stretch of time range, similar to the hourly diagram, you'll see that they are both showing that the stock is oversold at this moment. It seems like undeniably the base for Bitcoin might have been sought after at this point. We wrapped up adjusting our ABC here. Moreover, subsequently, we could see the cost of Bitcoin go up in the going with a few hours. This second, certain individuals will say that we're seeing several signs that the cost could go down in the following hour. This is considering the way that the 50-hour moving customary and the 200-hour moving commonplace have crossed one another. Regardless, our 500 is lower than our 250 moving midpoints, so we are seeing a barely more sensitive model on the 1-hour period of time. Anyway, all around, the model is as of now going up. Following 2 hours, truly climbing. The time span is at standard stretches. Moving upwards, I think Bitcoin looks remarkable right by and by considering how its moving midpoints are going up and it has a various group trading it. Thusly, we will probably see more immense standards in the going with a few days. In the event that you haven't purchased at the present time, we ought to consider purchasing at the normal degree of 35,400. This is the standard level here. Has as of late been utilized or gotten to. We really want to create several vital contemplations in the going with 9 hours and 30 minutes. We will state another area of help at 35,500, which will be the most raised for that day. This level may not be affirmed for the present. It will be guaranteed, in reality. The line on the customary structure is coordinating with the most critical and bottommost cutoff points we've seen ahead of time. This makes it a solid help region for Bitcoin. Once more, in the event that the model goes somewhat plunging, we could see it. What does that mean? Once more, in the event that the cost goes down and tests our help region, we with canning examine purchasing with a stop setback under the past low or the regular help locale. Everything really relies on how much bet you are good with taking. At this point place, since we additionally need to zero in on the opposition region. Actually, we analyzed this safeguarded district. Assuming that we interface the lower focuses now, we can see a slanting line. Expecting we follow the Fibonacci numbers, we will see that the impressive degree is being endeavored as the cost goes down from its high to its low. That is the clarification I'm communicating, that on the off chance that the cost goes down once more and doesn't go under the unbelievable Fibonacci degree, this is the region we ought to zero in on for help. By the by, on the off chance that we broaden our benefit starting here rather than a higher point, it will match our past highs and our coordinated level. At this point, the volume levels will be genuinely higher than the impressive Fibonacci degree and our graph level. At any rate, I have certainty in the event that the cost goes up, the truly basic level to watch is the marvelous Fibonacci degree of 36,800. Assuming we climb reasonably, try to coordinate the trade of control and the worth region high on your graph. Anyway, I truly think we look wonderful and positive at the present time. We know unequivocally where our stop catastrophe level will be on the off chance that our help region doesn't hold. I would notwithstanding agree that we are going lower with less exchanging advancement since individuals are losing cash at this moment. According to my viewpoint, we really look great and certain. However, we genuinely need to know where our stop level is in the event that the market betrays us. We have not appeared at our old degree of help, yet rather we are trying to get there. So tragically we can't right before long analyze anything else about this 5-wave drop down. Notwithstanding, what we can look at is genuinely going to be a genuinely more bullish situation. Eventually, I figure we can all concur that this particular cost activity at this particular district did look exceptionally recuperating, correct? So, subsequently, what's more, since we are correct at present seeing a drive up off the past low here, we can look at an ABC revision rather than the 5-wave drop down. So we can right at this point say we finished our region here. We got our B wave, and also it is apparently Bitcoin right at present wrapped up. It's C LNet wave. Essentially, moreover, the wick here obviously disregarded a piece of the past rules, and that recommends we got some liquidity. Furthermore, obviously, how we comprehend we snatched a great deal of liquidity here, in light of the fact that, as alluded to right now in advance, various individuals got totally demolished and exchanged. Likewise, expecting that you go at the present time, for instance, with the cash stream marker with the RSI pointer on a higher term period of time, on penniless people hourly, you will see oversold here and besides oversold on the RSI marker. Thusly, decidedly is apparently that as of the ongoing second, the base or possibly some sort of a nearby base for Bitcoin can genuinely be in. We finished our ABC change here. In addition, obviously, thusly, perhaps in the approaching hours, we can be expecting higher bright lights on the Bitcoin regard itself. At this point, certain individuals are correct as of now going to say, we are seeing 2 or 3 cynical signs in our remarkable moving midpoints on the 1 hourly period of time since we are seeing a cross of our 50 and 200 unprecedented moving standard. Notwithstanding, would at any rate agree, taking into account how our 500 is under our 200 and under our 50 uncommon moving regular, all we are seeing is conceivably devastating model on the 1 hourly stretch of time. Notwithstanding, overall model, we are still in an ascent. 2 hourly, still in a rise. 4 hourly time frame, still in an ascent. So contemplating right now the amazing moving midpoints on numerous time frames, taking at this point and taking a gander at the liquidations here, and besides the volume, I would really say that Bitcoin looks uncommonly bullish. Similarly, hence, most clearly we can be anticipating higher focuses in the approaching days. Besides, on the off chance that you haven't as of late entered a fresh out of the plastic new broad or a purchasing position where we can be searching for a flawless long, obviously, here we had the standard level at 35,400. Eventually this customary level here has as of late been tapped. So we should be genuinely more imaginative soon. Exceptionally in 9 hours and 30 minutes, we will guarantee a fresh out of the plastic new normal high term time span area of help at 35,500. This regular level here isn't affirmed as in at the present time. It will be, obviously, affirmed on the ordinary close, and this regular line here is changing surely faultlessly with our past highs here, furthermore with our past lows, and that induces this here is an extremely brilliant help district for Bitcoin. In the event that we are really going to see one more slight change back towards burden. So what's the significance here? In the event that there will be one more push down, expecting there is genuinely going to be another retest of our help region here, we with canning fundamentally be needing to go with an immaculate long solicitation connect position with a stop disaster put, perhaps under the past low, or perhaps under our regular high term timeframe area of help, depends obviously how much bet are you arranged to take. At this point here you comparatively need to think, since we additionally need to focus in on the area of block. At this point this area of opposition was by then alluded to yesterday, yet on the off chance that we go at the present time and association point our more horrible high concentrations here, we truly have a corner to corner level. Tolerating we go with our Fibonacci, you will observe that assuming we go from our high towards our low, the awe-inspiring Fibonacci degree is correct as of now being retested. Hence, to that end I'm saying that expecting there is one more push towards burden, dismissal from our magnificent Fibonacci degree, this is the help region for us to focus in on. In any case, in the event that we right before long foster our impressive pocket, not from this high, but rather genuinely from this high here, marvelous pocket unequivocally over our past highs and also absolutely at our design level. Eventually, with our volume levels, those volume levels will be potentially higher than our marvelous Fibonacci degree and our diagram level. In any case, notwithstanding, I would settle if, in spite of all that, there is a push towards the normal increment here, the principal region for you to focus in on mind-blowing Fibonacci degree of 36,800. Tolerating we go barely higher, promise you in addition have on your outline point of control what's more the worth district high. Nonetheless, after a short time, I would in any case agree that we are low. Following the presence of the CPI information report, Bitcoin encountered a monster decline in respect, accomplishing basic difficulties for people who had taken out enormous credits to put resources into it. Today, we'll look at the Bitcoin cost suspicion. We'll check whether this is a terrible sign and where we can make another exchange. Regardless, the CPI information report was lower than anticipated. In any case, when the data was uncovered, Bitcoin was being traded for around 36,600 and didn't appear, apparently, to be impacted by the CPI information. On the other hand, on the off chance that we begin putting now in S&P 500 or US 100, we could see colossal augmentations. Right, unfortunately, Bitcoin didn't go up. We just saw an unassuming measure of progress around here, trailed by a critical destruction of around 6%. Actually we reviewed it, and we see a huge positive change in the CV. All through the recent days, we have been seeing that our CVD pointer is showing new more deplorable discouraged spots, while Bitcoin has been making truly reassuring discouraged spots. The CVD, merged volume contrast, is showing critical strong regions for a gigantic expansion. As we alluded to yesterday, it's trying to thoroughly trust this increase on the grounds that beforehand, we saw an essentially indistinguishable expansion and sometime later Bitcoin's worth went down an inconceivable plan, the cost of Bitcoin went up a phenomenal plan. Thusly, when we see a huge drop in the cost of Bitcoin, it normally proposes the contrary will occur. Bitcoin dropped an uncommon game plan, and it radiates an impression of being an extraordinary opportunity to purchase more. A gigantic piece of the market. In the end, expecting you take a gander at the liquidations, you will see that we have disposed of 100 million of long conditions in only 60 minutes. Consequently, an impressive number of people don't have every one of the reserves of being purchasing for quite a while this second. Moreover, as such, it will make the cost of Bitcoin go up. At this point, on the off chance that we take a gander at the Coinbase graph and the volume pointer, we can see that on this dismissal light, there was a huge improvement in exchanging volume. Nonetheless, you'll see that Bitcoin appeared at a new low with genuinely less exchanging volume. So that fundamentally induces that we will diminish here. We are emptying individuals' tendencies in Bitcoin, yet how much Bitcoin being exchanged is as of now diminishing. It doesn't give off an impression of resembling the market will have a huge drop in respect. Once more I will show you where the worth of Bitcoin could begin to go up, on the off chance that we take a gander at the pivotal methodology. We alluded to a particular level a few days sooner that could be a crucial defining moment for the worth of Bitcoin that we can essentially communicate as far as possible with a straight line. It seems like the cost of Bitcoin went up around the help with covering on the design. Additionally, when we utilize the Fibonacci numbers from certainly the base to the most raised point, it likewise matches the awesome Fibonacci degree. What was the specific dollar total that was reached evaluating the extravagant costs with how much exchanging? The most raised indication of control or the most striking cost level in the upper cost range was reached conclusively. Following appearance up at our help level, we are at present seeing one more expansion of around 5%. Besides, survey yesterday we examined that we could see a 5-wave cost plan dropping down. We said we felt the boss solid tendency at this moment. Update, another stunning inclination could reiterate. Another stagger fixed. Plus, obviously, we can likewise expect another and last drop down. In any case, until extra warning, we should examine the particular 5 striking costs going down. The ongoing second, we are seeing a push upwards for the 4th wave, and that proposes the 5-wave cost structure is no longer valid. After the previous CPI information report, Bitcoin got a fundamental pushdown, destroying everybody with a high effect long position. In the present Bitcoin cost presumption video, we will look at on the off chance that this is at this point an unpleasant sign and where we can be hoping to go with a faultless short or perhaps a long exchange, yet what we will, in particular, see, the CPI information report came in preferably lower over anticipated. In any case, around then, when the information was passed on, Bitcoin was exchanging at around 36,600 and was not exactly replying on the CPI information. Obviously, on the off chance that we go at this moment, for instance, with the S&P 500 or perhaps with us 100, the two of them got an essential push towards the reasonable increment. At any rate, eventually, tragically, Bitcoin didn't follow. All we got was extremely slight establishing for the most part at this particular locale, trailed by a fundamental move towards weight of around 6%. Eventually, yesterday we inspected it, we are illustrating an immense bullish CV uniqueness. Continually for the new days, we have been seeing wonderful more unfortunate discouraged spots being shaped on our CVD pointer, while Bitcoin has been fundamentally framing extremely enchanting truly uplifting discouraged spots, crazy and a huge bullish CVD difference. Yet what's more, as alluded to yesterday, sadly, when we see such a critical bullish qualification, we can't actually accept it, unusually thinking about the way that from our experience, for instance, from 14th of September. When I posted that Bitcoin is seeing a crazy negative uniqueness here, we got an essential aid on the Bitcoin regard itself. So it truly is apparently that when we are seeing a particularly colossal support occurring in the Bitcoin regard itself, it is commonly going to happen totally extraordinary. So Bitcoin got a crazy push towards the weight, and on this particular push down, since everybody, it seems like we're entering what's going on at this particular region, obviously, bigger part of the market, once more, taking a gander at the liquidations, you will see we have gotten on just the 1 hourly fire conclusively 100 million of long belongings getting totally racked and sold. Thusly, bigger part of individuals as of the ongoing second, it truly is apparently, are not holding a long hourly purchase as of right now any longer. Moreover, obviously, subsequently, that is verifiably going to be a bullish sign for the Bitcoin regard itself. Eventually, expecting that we go, for instance, with the Coinbase outline and with the volume marker, what we will see on this particular dismissal light, we decidedly got a fundamental volume spike, yet the thing you're correct as of now going to see is that Bitcoin shaped a pristine lower low here on a perhaps lower volume. So that on a very basic level construes that we will bring down here. We are destroying individuals, or really we are selling individuals with their long positions, yet the volume of Bitcoin is as of now going ceaselessly lower, and looking right now at how much volume truly came in the market since it was lower versus what we got at this particular high, this is similarly not exactly going to be an especially skeptical Bitcoin sign, so allowed me to write at this point provide for you where we genuinely skip, since, in such a case that we zoom out somewhat, expect on the 4-hour stretch of time, we as of late inspected a couple of days sooner about a generally excellent corner-to-corner level. So we can simply cooperate our truly uplifting discouraged spots with a corner-to-corner support locale. It truly gives off an impression of resembling the Bitcoin got a skip for the most part at our corner-to-corner support region here. Besides, tolerating we go with our Fibonacci from swing low back to our swing high, it was also the unbelievable Fibonacci degree. In like manner, besides, what level was hit according to a veritable viewpoint to the specific dollar accuracy, evaluating the whole upper cost segment with the volume, you will notice. Spot of control, or the best volume pack of the whole upper cost development, hit unequivocally to the dollar accuracy. After we hit our help region, we are correct right now seeing one more push towards the conceivable increment of around 5%. Moreover, review yesterday we inspected that we can be focusing in on some sort of